In this video, we're going to talk about what is considered the quadratic form. The quadratic form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the form, as you can see, is we have a term with a squared first, we have our middle term with a single x, and our constant. Any equation that can be written in quadratic form can be solved either with factoring, completing the square quadratic formula. So this equation down here is also in quadratic form. You'll notice in red that what I have here is x minus 4 squared, and over here I have 5 times x minus 4. So I have a first term that is squared. I have a second term that is the identical expression plus 5. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set the expression that's in parentheses, x minus 4 equal to another variable a. So what I can do is now I have randomly decided to use a, and I'm perfectly allowed to say I'm going to substitute this expression with my variable. So I'm going to substitute a in for x minus 4 in the equation. All right, so there's the equation again, the quadratic form. A is going to be in place of x minus 4, and this allows the top equation to now look like this. A squared plus 5a plus 6. It's a little easier to see than x minus 4 squared plus 5 times x minus 4 plus 6. And this is a perfectly legitimate way of utilizing all of the skills I know. So I'm utilizing substitution. Now, written like this, a squared plus 5a plus 6 equals 0, I can solve this one, and this particular one I can do with factoring. So I've factored into a plus 3 times a plus 2 equals 0, and I'm going to set each factor to 0 because this is how you solve a quadratic. So with a plus 3 equals 0 and a plus 2 equals 0, my a is equal to negative 3 and negative 2. But in the original equation, I was solving for x. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that equation. Again, I had substituted x minus 4 with a. So now I'm going to go backwards to find out what x is. So the expression a equals x minus 4. I'm going to plug in my values that I just solved for a into that expression. So one answer was negative 3. So that replaces a. Negative 3 equals x minus 4. And the other a I solved gave me negative 2, so I plug that in for a, and I have negative 2 equals x minus 4. All I have to do is solve for x in both these equations, so I would drop the parentheses, do a little algebra. So for x, I'm actually going to get 1 and 2 as my actual answers.